It's 8:40 at the Big 550 KTRS. Can't remember the last time I just had bread and butter.
Oh my! You don't know what you're missing then.
Good bread and good butter. Can't beat it.
Well, yeah, I should say at home.
Oh.
I've had it when I've gone out to eat, of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
And by the way, while we're here, just I've ranted about this before. Kat Neville's here from Feast Magazine, by the way, joining
Hello.
Kelly and me here. Maybe you can talk to some of the restaurants that you deal with on a regular basis and tell them when two people sit down to dinner, they shouldn't put out a basket with 3 rolls in it.
That is so true.
Well, that maybe they're trying to spark conversation as you debate who gets the third
Here,
roll.
here's what the conversation is. Are you going to eat that?
Yeah.
You can always ask for another one.
Or let's
I
split
know.
it, or you're eyeballing it until one.
How
of
hard
you.
is it to do the math for 2 people? You bring 2 rolls or you bring 4 rolls. You don't bring 3 rolls.
So what about when you go out to dinner with 4 people? Do they give you 5 rolls?
They bring 3.
Or they bring, like, when you order an appetizer, they bring you little 5 servings, and then you look at that last one.
Yeah.
And
you're
who's
like,
gonna get it?
Well, because odd numbers are better than even numbers. They're more attractive. You know,
easier
It's
to place.
a basket
Yes.
of rolls.
Well, I guarantee they're doing the rolls before they bring them out. So they're just grabbing the basket and bringing it to your table.
3 rolls, 2 pats
It's
of
not
butter.
intentional.
Yeah.
They're not trying to upset you.
This portion of the show is brought to you by Jimmy's on the Park. And I know for a fact that Jimmy's doesn't do this because they don't put out the bread and butter.
They have
put
the
out,
crispy
they put out the
pasta stick
Oh, that's right, the little
things.
Yes,
sticks.
or as I call it, the linear crack.
They're delicious. The crunchy things.
Because you start eating those things.
Linear
and
crack.
Good luck stopping until the food actually gets
Well,
there.
that's the
They're-
point.
They're so damn good. Jimmy's on the Park is at 706 DeMont Avenue in Clayton, 725-8585 or jimmyscafe.com. You can also go to Living Social and get one of their online or app-based discounts, $40 worth of food for $20. Now through May 23rd or before they sell out. Jimmy's on the Park. So, hi, Kat. What do you got for us this morning?
Hi, I have 2 fun things for you guys this morning. The first one, do you guys ever go to the Grove?
You know what? Every once in a while. The last
Yep.
time I went was for Tenacious Eats, which was like
I love Tenacious
many months
Eats.
ago.
It's so
Yeah.
fun. So the Grove is a really great up-and-coming neighborhood in the city where there's just a really eclectic mix of places to go. And one of the spots along Manchester, and the official address is 4243 Manchester, is the Gramophone, which has been a live music venue. And then they introduced sandwiches. The sandwiches became extremely popular, and now they've closed down and they've reopened, and they've taken out one of their their big main stage, and they're still going to be doing live music, but not every single night. So now they'll be doing live music on the weekends and with special engagements. And so what they've done is they've refocused themselves on these sandwiches and also a really fantastic beer selection, and they've built this this like cooler area in the center of the space where you can actually go up, and anything that they have in cans or bottles you can grab a 6-pack of and take it with you to go. So it's like a little bottle shop right there in the middle of the Grove. And so the sandwiches are delicious, and there are some old school ones that layer a lot of different kind of wonderful meats. The Mississippi has like crushed billy goat chips on top of it. Delicious. There's a banh mi sandwich. Brian Hardesty, who is well known for having opened Element and the Gorilla Street food truck and all this kind of stuff. He consulted on a number of the sandwiches that are new. So there's this banh mi, which is a Vietnamese style sandwich with pate and pickled carrots and daikon radish and jalapenos, so it's kind of like spicy and crunchy and all these kinds of wonderful things. And then they also have veggie sandwiches, and they have what's called a Gerber, which I had never heard of a Gerber before because I did not grow up in St. Louis, but I was told by the person that I was dining with who did grow up in St. Louis that everybody knows what this is. Do you know what a Gerber is?
I don't know what a Gerber is.
No idea.
I am vindicated. Okay. It's an open-faced sandwich that is toasted, and it's ham and Provel and like paprika on top, and then you can get it with like some banana peppers. And I think that was my favorite one because it was like toasty and gooey, and with beer, it was perfect. And they have,
of course.
yeah, and they really had a terrific
You
beer
know, we have a whole
selection.
bunch of people going right now, well, anything with beer is perfect. Not me, I'm not saying that. But.
And they've added a couple soups to the menu, and like I said, they have Billy Goat chips and they have potato salad. It's very casual, but it's a great neighborhood bar with delicious, big, hearty sandwiches, and the beer is awesome.
Okay. What's the place
Fabulous.
again, and where is
It's
it?
called the Gramophone. It's in the Grove on Manchester.
Okay, there you go.
Yep.
That's one of them.
Number 2 is not a restaurant. It is Yoga Buzz. Do you like to do yoga, Kelly?
You know what? I have back issues. I've done yoga once.
Only once? Because
Yes.
yoga might actually help your back issues.
I know. There are just certain things because I have some flexibility issues.
Well, then
So,
you should
yes.
definitely be doing, like, basic
Absolutely.
yoga.
Yes.
Well, maybe this is a good opportunity. So what Yoga Buzz is the gal who launched it, Elle, she really recognized that a lot of people maybe feel intimidated by the idea of yoga, or a lot of the people that go and do yoga, they think that if they go and they don't really know all the different poses that they'll feel uncomfortable, this kind of a thing. So she's combining yoga with social hour, essentially. And so every Wednesday from noon to 1, so during your lunch hour, you can go to Shanti Yoga in Maplewood for an hour-long all levels yoga, and then afterwards have some Goshen coffee and some traveling tea, so a little yoga and caffeine buzz. But then she also does these events around town where you can do yoga and then drink beer. So we've got.
See, I like that one.
Once
better.
again, we're back
Yes.
to the everything's
Yes.
okay with beer.
We're
Exactly.
drinking beer this week. So the thing is that these things sell out all the time. Excuse me.
I can see how the lunch one would. You know, you need to.
No, the ones at
de-stress
night with the
from,
beer do.
Well, I could see though in the afternoon, de-stress from work.
Yes.
Do a little yoga.
Yep.
Yeah.
You go back to work, your head's all clear,
Exactly.
everything's good. So there's one actually tomorrow at Morgan Street Brewery, and it's sold out. And then they're going to be doing one on Friday at Whole Foods Market. They are going to be doing one on Sunday, the 22nd, at Just John Nightclub, which is also in the Grove.
I can't picture doing this in a Whole Foods.
As long as you have you could do yoga here. As long as
I
you
know.
have the area to be able to spread out your mat and do your thing, you can do yoga. And so the idea is, again,
Yeah, but in the middle of a supermarket?
well,
That's what I was
I'm
thinking.
sure
I
they
see.
have a space where you're not doing it in the aisles. You're not
Excuse me,
doing it in the
excuse me.
frozen food
Apple.
section.
Excuse me, I'm trying to get to the romaine. Could you roll over so I can walk by? I don't want to step on your mat, but I just want to get some.
right.
That's true. Well, okay. So anyway, on March 12th, they're doing one at 6 Row Brewing, and then on March 16th, they're doing upstairs at the Cheshire. The one at Square One on March 18th is already sold out. So they're doing a bunch of these. So if you go to their
One?
yeah.
Where would they
So
do
it's
it?
it's very fun. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, the idea also with yoga is to kind of open up your mind, and a lot of that is just kind of trying new things.
It's a great way to introduce people to yoga if you haven't done it before.
Exactly. It's very fun.
Yeah. And then
right.
drink some beer afterwards.
Yes, everything's good with beer.
Okay.
But again, if you just want to go and experience the yoga for all levels, that happens every Wednesday noon.
If only there were a website where you could find out more about this. Oh,
Yes.
look, there is. It's
Yeah.
feaststl.com.
Yes, and also if you want to go to yoga, it's yogabuzz.org is their website too. So it's just fun. Again, we talk a lot about traditional restaurants and all of this kind of stuff, but it's really fun to see people kind of thinking of new entrepreneurial ways to combine just living with food, in unexpected ways that create new opportunities. So it's
Right.
exciting.
And you have a big announcement too, because
I
you are
do.
expanding
Again,
your
yes.
media.
First it was St. Louis, then it was Kansas City.
Well, actually, what we are now a regional magazine. So we didn't just expand to Kansas City. When we made the expansion back in October, we expanded to the entire region. So we now have 150,000 copies of Feast throughout Missouri into Kansas and also Southern Illinois. And beginning today, we are launching our weekly syndicated food newspaper section, and the first city is Tucson. And so we're going to be rolling this out over the next few weeks. But it is that fantastic Feast content that we are packaging in a syndicated form so that folks around the country can really get excited about and inspired by great food and great great drink. And it's a really exciting thing to see us take this next step in the growth of Feast. So, yeah, it's a thrill.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations
Thank you.
on that.
That
The
was
Feast
great.
empire
Thank you.
continues to grow, and this is the woman behind it, Kat Neville, editor and publisher of Feast magazine, online at feaststl.com.
Yes.
Good luck with that. Thanks for
Thank
joining us.
you.
It's 8:51 at the Big 550.